Welcome to a brand new month. It is April 1st of 2025, and this is the Tuesday edition of Litter Media Live with the icon Mike Smith. I'm Dan Ramey, and off to our left is Mr. Hand 2, a.k.a. Aaron Glandon. Good to have you with us here today.
I quit. See ya. I'm out of here.
This is his April Fool's joke he is playing on us today. Get back
My
over
wife
here.
says, get back in there.
Yeah, because she's like, hey,
You're not just sitting around the house.
we have groceries to buy, mister. We have bills to pay. You get back on there and get back to work.
Yeah.
That's about as far as we've taken an April Fool's joke in our careers. We did have the moment where we wanted to remember we were on the rooftop broadcasts at the Norse family of dealerships, which have famous stories that we shared over those years. But I was standing in Walmart, I think it was, and I saw these little tiny Yoda toys, and I thought, hey, I'm going to use this. And so I bought some of them, and we were going to give away Toyotas during the Norse. And then the lawyers got involved and said, don't say that, don't do that. And I'm like, okay. But it was a toy Yoda that we were giving away.
There were so many radio stations over the years that did stuff, and then they started getting sued, and the people filing the suits were winning a lot of bucks, so a lot of the lawyers kept saying, nothing doing today.
Yeah. The owners stepped in and said, you know what, this is costing us money.
Right.
So,
That's
yeah, and you're already working for pennies, you know.
That's correct.
Okay, enough knock on radio, but those were fun times, really fun. All right, coming up in a moment, we'll take a look at what's making news for us across the Scioto Valley and beyond. But first, let's tell you about the forecast, and this is stepping up too, isn't it?
Yeah, today is probably going to be one of the nicer days this week. We do have some partly sunny skies, a little cooler, like about the temperature that we had yesterday, 56 or so. Rain comes back into the forecast for Wednesday. There is a chance of some severe weather tomorrow, so we want to be make sure you're weather aware on that. But between Wednesday and Sunday, the National Weather Service says our area could receive anywhere from 6 to 8 inches of rain. So keep an eye on that as well.
Noah, where are those drawings for building the boat? How many years did it take to build that? Was it like 120 years?
It was a good while, yeah.
And so, well, you know, he and his sons were working on that, and I heard Billy Graham say, I'm sure he paid union wages and all those who were helping to build the ark. But so hopefully you've got some type of plan. Perchance you live in a floodplain like we do. It's called, let's go live at the litter loft for a while. Exactly. All right, coming up here shortly, a look at news. But first, we want to tell you about one of our fine sponsors, and that's the folks at Haynes Total Healthcare Center. You'll find them at One Health Drive here in Chillicothe. Chiropractic, physical therapy, and nutritional needs. They can take care of all that and more. You want to find out what they do? Click on this ad anywhere you see it on our website, littermedia.com, and it takes you to their website. It is HaynesHealth.com. Each week, we'll announce the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union. And in December, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Nominate any amateur athlete by visiting littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. You'll also see the players we've named throughout the year. Make your nomination today for the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Litter Media Player of the Week, presented by Homeland Credit Union.
I was looking for a first job. I had been babysitting and decided it was something for a little more permanent. It pays very well. It's convenient. You can make your own schedule with the flexibility. That's something that I like. The people that I work with are great. I wouldn't ask for a better crew or management team to work for.
Discover Ross County. From the breathtaking outdoor adventures to the historic sights of Chillicothe and family-friendly events and festivals. Explore more at visitchillicotheohio.com or download the free mobile app today.
The Bean Foundation wants to raise awareness about suicide prevention by sharing 988. Trained crisis counselors are available to talk 24/7, 365 days a year. 988. Save the number. Save a life. To learn more about the Bean Foundation, click on this ad on littermedia.com.
Drove by Hometown Motors just a moment ago on my way into the studio, and they continue with their spring sales event. If you're looking for new riding tractors while supplies last, starting at $1699.99. New zero-turn mowers starting at $3399.99. If you like the walk behind, you hang on to that handle, and some of these are motorized. They start at $399.99. Also, new chainsaws starting at $279.99, new blowers at $199.99, and for $229.99, new trimmers start at that price. Hurry in to get the best selection. At these prices, they won't last long. Hometown Motors, your store for the outdoors, 818 Eastern Avenue in Chillicothe. If you go to our website, littermedia.com, anywhere you see any of our sponsors' ads, if you click on that, that takes you either to their Facebook page, but more than likely it's going to take you to their website. So that includes Hometown Motors. You'll be able to find more details about what they do there. But if in the right-hand corner, you'll find all of our social media information, Spotify, and Litter Media Radio as well. At the top of our news today, yesterday, we had a special visitor and guest in studio with us, Dave Huggins, the race director for the Buck 50, which will be run next weekend, April 11th and 12th. The start and finish returns up on the hill at OUC next weekend.
You know, I would just invite the public to come out and see what this looks like. We have, OUC is a great venue where we have all kinds of parking. It's easy for you to get to. Just come up on the hill there. First teams leave at 1 o'clock on Friday. We pretty much have groups going off about every 30 minutes until 6 p.m. The freak show leaves at 8 p.m. that night. There's 5 teams in that. All those teams will run less than 18 hours, so they're the last team's out, the first team's back. Saturday will be really fun. We have, we have 3 or 4 food trucks up there. We have, we're doing karaoke this year.
Oh boy!
So that'll be kind of fun Saturday afternoon. We have a cold plunge tank and a sauna that will be up there at the finish line. So it's really kind of a celebration to watch these 121 teams start and finish. We bring runners in from like 25 different states. So it's a really pretty big to-do that people should be proud of that their community's doing. And certainly the runners would love to see a little bit of extra support. If you're on the course, put out a sign, a bottle of water, something like that. You can find that map on our website or on our social media pages. But it's coming together well, and I'm certainly thankful for everyone who helps make the Buck 50 possible.
And some breaking news that he shared with us yesterday. After 9 years of the Buck 50, they've reached $1 million in fundraising to operate the MAID Drug-Free Clubs of America program for 15 schools in Ross, Pickaway, Pike, and Vinton counties. It costs a little over $80,000 annually to run their rewards program. And they've got 2,100 students involved in MAID, and that's $67 per student. And they've done a fantastic job with it, and hats off to them. One of the things that he was sharing with us off the air was that even at CCI, they have started a program like this inside the walls there. Not only do the guys at CCI get behind them by building things for them, like the big 150 and the running guy, they've constructed that. It's like 6 feet tall, and people get their picture taken with it when they're there. But they have also had their own little Buck 50, so to speak, 150, and they run it inside, and they raised like $10,000 for them for that too. So it's really turned into a great thing. we see the impact it's making in our community. We see the kids, and if it saves one, it's well worth the effort. But they have put a lot of efforts in this. And 121 teams this year. That's a new record.
That's great. Fantastic. And thanks for everybody that comes out each year.
Absolutely.
Helps out. Yesterday, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine signed the state's transportation budget, $11 billion that covers the next 2 years. We reached out to Matt Bruning of ODOT to ask what percentage of the state budget does this represent? Well, the state budget is projected this year at $92 billion. Wow. So that's about a ninth of Ohio's state budget going to roads and bridges.
And that's Matt's salary, right?
Yeah, right. More than 90% of ODOT's budget funding will be spent on maintenance, preservation, improvements of existing roads, bridges, culverts, signals, signs, lights, and all other critical components. And, oh, by the way, doesn't forget that it includes snow and ice removal.
Let's also remember, too, that it probably involves orange barrels.
They are part of that equation, yes.
Absolutely. All right, Scioto Lodge number 6 of the Masons is holding their annual Chicken Noodle Dinner this Thursday for the Ross County Shrine Club. You'll find it up at 500 Bellevue Avenue in Chillicothe, up on the hill. The dinner is 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., and all the profits go to the Ross County Special Olympics. Yes, they will be able to do deliveries. You can give them a call at 740-772-4119.
And proceeds this year go to Ross County Special Olympics.
Which I said just a moment ago.
I was tuning out there. Did you say the number again?
I can.
Okay.
Once again,
One more time.
740-772-4119. Mike will go back to his nap after this next story.
They always told us in radio, repeat that number twice, because the first time you're grabbing for paper and pen and you don't remember the number. Ross County Health District has released their 2024 annual report. We've been telling you about all of the surrounding counties that have already done that. Well, now you can read up on what Ross County's budget was for 2024 and some of their plans moving forward. You can go to their website or contact the health district for more information.
You're familiar with the game Clue, right?
I have a clue, yes.
And it is also a play as well. And Aaron, were you a member of the Adena High School local theater and thespian troupe?
Yes.
Is that right?
I was for 3 years.
Are you disappointed that you didn't get to perform in Clue, the high school version?
I think I'll be okay. I was in Hello Dolly, I was in The Addams Family, and I was in A Musical Tale of the Ugly Duckling.
Is that right?
Wow.
Yes.
Were you the ugly duckling?
I was.
Oh, my.
Were you Lurch?
I was Gomez because
You
I
were
was
Gomez.
the only one that could grow a mustache.
Gotcha.
No fake mustache on that kid, yeah.
And were you Dolly?
No, I was Barnaby.
You were Barnaby. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Adena High School's local theater and thespian troupe will perform Clue, High School Edition, and that'll take place this weekend, April 4th through 5th at 7 p.m., and on Sunday the 6th at 2 p.m.
The group Wonder Woman, they're women, their first hike, that's coming up at Maple Grove Prairie.
We know what you're thinking.
Well, I know Linda was one of your favorites.
Linda Carter.
Yes, sir. The bluebell flowers will be in full bloom. Feel free to bring the pup, the kids, and a friend, or give yourself some me time, ladies. Maple Grove Prairie is located at 44 Anderson Station Road, just outside of Chillicothe. This event will be coming up Friday, April 11th at 6 p.m. You should meet at the parking lot, and it'll be a 2-mile total hike, mostly on flat terrain.
We like that. America's longest continuing running Southern Gospel Quartet, the King's Heralds, are coming to the Majestic Theater. It's a free concert, Saturday, April 26th at 7 p.m. Suggested admission is a canned, non-perishable food item to be donated to the Seventh-day Adventist Church Food Pantry. The Circleville Men's Chorus will open up this concert. Gave blood last week at the blood drive, ran into Pastor Ron Anderson, and he says, hey, I got an event to tell you about. And I said, well, send me some information. We'll get that out and help share the word on the King's Heralds.
If you've ever wondered what it looks like at the Piketon A plant, well, whether you realize it or not, they offer tours each year. And for 2025, the Take a Tour of Ports, which is the DOE site in Piketon. Those are coming up on June 21st, July 19th, August 16th, and September 20th. If you're watching us here on TV, you can just scan the QR code to sign up for the tours, or just simply go to their website for more information otherwise.
I remember as a kid riding with Mom and Dad to Kentucky, and this was back when it was in its true heyday, back in the 1960s and 70s. And it was, well, you know, down around Knoxville, Oak Ridge is the secret city. Yeah. And we had our own little tiny secret city. And you wondered what was going on back there. And then as an adult, I had the opportunity to go on an assignment with Litter Media, and it felt so ominous because I'm like, whoa, this is kind of secret back here, you know. But many people have worked there over the years, and I'm guessing, trying to remember when they installed it. Was it in the 1950s?
Well, the early 50s, but they were making...
Post-World War II.
Yeah, they were making weapons enriched uranium there for atomic bombs. So,
yeah. And there's a very large AEP area there, which is also fantastic as well. So if you want to see behind the scenes, they give you an opportunity to do that. A Knight's Adventure, a medieval steam quest, June 6th, takes place 9:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. This will be the Ross County Service Center. You can register at go.osu.edu/RC Steam Camp. This is pretty cool. Travel off to a distant land of jousting and catapults to learn about the science, technology, engineering, art, and mathematics. So I kind of wonder, will they be catapulting and launching things through the parking lot and to see who might be able to hit Central Center?
All I can think of is the Monty Python, the cows that were being catapulted. Yeah.
Third and fourth graders, they ask that you put on a suit of armor and grab your shield and join Ryan and Sally at STEAM Camp. 4-Hers and non-4-Hers are welcome. $40 will include lunch, a T-shirt, and some take-home activities. And I don't know that mail will be involved, or swords or shields in that regard. This lends to all of the Vacation Bible Schools still talk about the armor of God. You may need something a little extra, especially if they're catapulting things.
Our road report takes us to Vinton County. Today, a bridge replacement project gets underway that will close County Road 25. The detour is State Route 683 to Mount Zion Road to Wolf Hill Road. Again, that's in Vinton County. And that project, which begins today, April 1st, runs through October the 1st. So it'll take several months to get this finished.
Just ahead, we'll move into sports, so stick close for that. But first, we want to tell you about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. If you didn't see the story we had on our website last week, Accurate has won the Commercial Contractor of the Year award from the Air Conditioning Contractors Association of America. You want to find out more? Just click on our website, littermedia.com, or even click on this ad anywhere you see it. And it takes you to AccurateHVAC.com, where you can learn more about Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Life. It can get on top of you quickly, can't it? But with 211, it only takes one step to get connected to the help you need. 211 is always available to help. So get in touch today.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Introducing the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. We want to put your pet in the spotlight. Pets with paws to pets with fins. If they gallop, crawl, or slither, play fetch, or simply curl up and snuggle. Send us a photo of your pet and we'll announce a new pet each week. And one pet will be crowned Pet of the Year. To nominate your pet, visit littermedia.com. Click on Pet of the Week. Tell us about your pet and be sure to include a photo. Watch Litter Media Live each Thursday for the announcement of the Petland Litter Media Pet of the Week. No purchase necessary. Contest applications must be from Ohio residents and at least 18 years old.
Scioto Valley Dumpsters, 740-253-8389. If you have need for a dumpster, whether it be your personal use in your residence or if you've got a business or maybe you're doing a construction worker and you need to have a dumpster where you can throw all the stuff that you're not putting into it, or maybe you're tearing stuff out, you need a dumpster. 740-253-8389 for Scioto Valley Dumpsters. On to sports now, and the accolades continue for Chillicothe's Trey Beard. Of course, his freshman year, they won the national championship, did the Shawnee State Bears, and here he's had that fantastic career, scoring over 1,000 points and averaging 19 points per game. Named third team NAIA All-American for the Bears. Congratulations, Trey. And I think, who knows, sky's the limit for this kid. What's going to happen after he graduates?
I mean, his field goal percentage this year was almost 50%.
Yeah.
That's outstanding. And his three-point percentage was 47. They say 35% is a winning percentage, so that's really incredible.
I mean, he scored, 43 points in the game here not long ago. He couldn't miss a shot. It was just draining him left and right. Amazing.
High school softball and baseball last night. First of all, with the baseball, the Mid-State League Buckeye action. It was cold, but they got their league season underway last night. Circleville beat Liberty Union in baseball 6-3. Fairfield Union over Logan Elm 3-1. And Bloom Carroll, who's tough again this year, knocked off Hamilton Township 12-1. Other winners include Bern Union in the MSL Cardinal. In non-conference play, Piketon, Southeastern, Portsmouth Clay, Valley, and Lancaster were all winners. Flipping over to softball, non-conference play, Peep Shepherd of Portsmouth Clay fired a no-hitter in a 10-0 win over Western. Gallia Academy was a winner over Southeastern. Belpre and Colegrove were winners. MSL Buckeye action for softball last night, the only game that we could track down. Bloom Carroll beat Hamilton Township 12-2. A lot of the other ones were postponed. Bern Union was a winner. And in boys tennis, Waverly shuts out Valley 5-0, Tays Valley 4-1 over Chillicothe, and Portsmouth Clay a 5-0 winner over East.
Cincinnati had a banner night for one. Eli De La Cruz, he comes away with 7 RBIs in the night, a couple of home runs, had a double, stolen base, and scored as well. And then that guy right there, Matt McClain, has homered in the 3rd consecutive game. And it's all against the Rangers, and they go for the sweep tonight as they wrap things up with Texas. 14-3 the final last night. Both teams now 2-2 on the season. And the Guardians fell to the Padres 7-2 last night.
Actually, the Reds and Rangers also play Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, I was thinking they said last night it was a 2-game series.
No, not unless their schedule's wrong on my phone.
That very well could be too. Who knows?
CBJ, last night off. They go up against Nashville tonight, trying to stay in the hunt, and they got to win. Yeah. They got to win to get in because they're basically in a position for wild card only, and they're only taking 2 spots there.
Predators have always been a problem for the Blue Jackets. However, the Blue Jackets, I think, have 5 more wins than the Predators this year in their record, so we'll see how that plays out. All right. Coming up in a moment, this date in history as we hearken back to
1963.
Details next.
There's no bill when there's a fill. Contact Litter Quality Propane today about their metered gas service at litterpropane.com.
that's one fast mower.
Take command of your lawn with Dixie Chopper, the world's fastest lawnmower.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch just to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are, or whatever you're doing, download the Kingston National Bank Mobility app today.
As a basketball coach and a dad, I need to be able to keep up.
Mark came to the Adena Orthopedic and Spine Institute in severe arm pain from a degenerative disc.
I was so confident in Dr. Fleming, he explained everything.
Together, they decided on minimally invasive spinal surgery to relieve Mark's pain and get him back to what matters most. At Adena, we do what we love, so you can too.
We are back. Time to turn the dials to 1963 on the Litter Media Wayback Machine.
Soap operas, if I would say that. Many people, I think there was probably more guys watching this than ever wanted to admit. But on this date back in 1963, the ABC television network airs the premiere episode of General Hospital, the daytime drama that will become the nation's most enduring soap opera and the longest-running serial program produced in Hollywood. And the distinction is a lot of the early soaps were always filmed in New York City. On the same day that General Hospital comes on, rival network NBC debuts its own medical-themed soap opera called The Doctors. Both shows hope to capitalize on the popularity of the TV primetime shows of Ben Casey and Dr. Kildare. Mm-hmm. Now, Dr. Kildare, that was a movie series that started back in the 1930s. But I think there was a radio version of that, but that came to TV along with General Hospital in 1963. The Doctors and General.
I'm trying to remember who played on, what was the last one that you said?
Doctors?
Yeah, no. Was it Richard Chamberlain?
You know, I'm thinking that.
Dr.
I'm
Kildare.
thinking that
Dr. Kildare.
and he just passed away earlier
is
this
that right?
week. Yes, he was 90.
Really?
Richard Chamberlain, great actor.
Thornbirds.
That was probably one of his
Shogun.
big TV successes. Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Were you a soap opera guy?
I was into Days of Our Lives. In fact, we had on Dan and Mike one day, the actress who played on Days of Our Lives as Dr. This is horrible. Can't think of her name now. I can see her face. The blonde, the psychiatrist.
Oh.
Can't think of her name right now.
I couldn't tell you.
It's going to hit me as soon as we click stop.
Probably the most of the famous actresses or actors on all of the soap operas was because of her award failure was Susan Lucci.
Yes.
She was nominated I don't know how many years for an Emmy and never could win until late in her career. So.
Dr. Marlena Evans was the Dieter Hall is the actress's name. So
I always liked the edge of night. Mm-hmm. If you remember, the skyline that they always showed at the beginning was downtown Cincinnati, which is not a far stretch because one of the big sponsors was
Procter and Gamble.
Procter and Gamble. That's why they called them soap operas. Yeah.
As the World Turns is another one that comes to mind.
The Hughes family, I think, was always the stalwart family that went years and years in the world as the world turns, I think.
Secret Storm was another one.
Yeah, that was big on radio also. Yeah.
Of course, we can't forget Peyton Place, which turned into a nighttime.
Right, but it started out as a movie.
Right.
Actually a movie, yeah.
My mom, my sister watched all of those as I was growing up as a kid. And then when I started dating Missy, her family watched Days of Our Lives. And even when her dad retired, everything in the house stopped at 1 o'clock because we got to see what is going on Days of Our Lives.
Now, is that the one with the hourglass? The hourglass of time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Like sands through the hourglass.
There you go.
So are the days of our lives. But Missy still watches General Hospital.
Luke and Laura, that was the pinnacle of their TV viewership when they got married, I think, or something.
And Laura, I think, is the mayor of Port Charles now.
Still going, yeah. And Luke's not on there anymore?
I think Luke passed away. Either that or Luke has been faded off into the... He was always a man of mystery. You never knew where he was because all these guys work in these secret international spy rings and all that kind of stuff. And their son, Lucky, has just returned. And so,
It sounds like this guy is really involved in that too.
I get to watch it. This is like guilt by association. It's secondhand smoke.
I hear you, Dan.
For me. So, I just like, okay, it's just how much time's left on it? and I always sit there. I'm doing whatever I'm doing, scrolling on my phone or whatever while the show is going on. And then I'll look when she fast forwards through the commercials. And I'm like, okay, 10 more minutes left. All right. That's it for today's Daily Show. Do we have a special event tomorrow, special edition?
Not till Thursday.
Not till Thursday. All right. So back at it with another regular program. You know, we try and share with you the good news of things that are going on in our communities throughout Southern Ohio. If you've got something to share with us, please do. And because we're always looking for story ideas, and we can always use them.
Yeah.
And we want to help you spread the word. So feel free to use our email address. Find all our contact information. Just go to littermedia.com. For Mr. Hand 2 Aaron Glandon signing off, and the icon Mike Smith, I'm Dan Ramey. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday.